All right, guys. I believe we are live. Let us know if you guys can hear us well. How you guys doing? Welcome to the I guess the new normal for what the rundown could be. We got a lot to get into, but for a variety of reasons. At first, before we got started, I want to thank Antilev for joining us. Thanks again for all the hard work you've done over the last 3+ years, man. You've been an absolute blessing being on the rundown. It's just been a blessing hanging out with the crew, but I couldn't do it without you, man. How are you doing? How are you enjoying this tour, Antilev?
So when they first announced, like, okay, no more new content, no more new JavaScript gliders, no more new tracks, I was a bit like, okay, actually, I'm pretty okay with that. Like, I'm getting tired of having only new tracks in ranked, having just crap for coverage on these new tracks that they make really hard and really paywall, especially my free to play account. And then, you're in the community, you're talking to people, and everybody's so bummed out. Everybody's like, hey, the game is over, the game is ending. And then the tours start to actually get to you, and you're like, you know what? This is not so bad. I mean, it's battle tour, so we have two battle tracks ranked, which is kind of annoying. But honestly, like, my loadouts are good. I know exactly what I need to invest in coming up, and like, a lot of these tracks I haven't seen in such a long time. It's like they're almost like they're new. RMX Donut Plains, what a great track, Like, I'm actually really enjoying it. I like the way Mario Kart Tour is now. So I'm sorry for the people who are, wanted a specific alt that driver that's not coming out. That is disappointing, I'm sure, if you were waiting for it. But honestly, I think Mario Kart Tour is like still super enjoyable, and actually, like, yeah, there's some bad things, but there are some good things that we didn't have before.
Yeah, if you could just turn up your mic, you were good earlier, but for some reason you dropped down a little bit. But yeah,
Is that better? Okay.
way better, way better. Yeah, thank you. So, yeah, I think your sentiment is 100% right. I think that we're so blessed. It's crazy to think that this game has been around for 4 years. We're coming on to year 5, and we've been just like tickled every single 2 weeks with brand new content, brand new tracks, brand new items in the game. But I think when you think about like what actually brings you joy in the game, it's just opening it up and having these tracks and having a new challenge, whether it's ranked or all cup ranking. And although we won't have new items, I'm actually pretty excited about that. I'm looking forward to having great coverage, full coverage, and I've had been blessed with coverage that thanks to the whaling that I've done. But ultimately, I'm excited about almost kind of everyone having great coverage and us just like seeing who's really, really talented at the game, and letting that kind of speak for itself. And this game has kind of kept us on this chase that's never ended until now. But I think when it comes to the actual what brings me joy in this game, that continues. And of course, we'll find new ways to reinvent the rundown, but it couldn't have done it without all of really. I think at the end of the day, the reason we want to reinvent this and the reason we continue doing this, despite that news, is because of all you guys, the stud fam. So special shout out to the super studs, stud members, Not a Dud, and the unicorn stud Nitenja, which is so pleased to have you guys supporting this channel. Because of you guys supporting this channel, that allows us to be able to spend more time than usual even putting together these slides. So just to let you know, I'll just kind of go to the bottom and see. We have 53 slides to get through today. So that has to do a special thanks to Larry98, who you see with the mod circle up there. He's been doing this and been a huge support to this channel and everything, reinventing his sheets and all of the data you'll see here and that we'll be talking about today will be thanks to Larry98. But then also on top of that, and that's praiseworthy in of itself. But we also had Alberto going into overtime this tour, putting together these slides. So special thanks to Larry98 and Alberto for putting this together. Thank you guys so much. In addition to that, because we are live, I want to give a shout out to those who are joining us on the stream. So I see Alpha Dark Deadly, I see Matt Ulrich, Paul Tokyo DR, I see Andy S, Johnson Yang. I see Brian Kirsten. I see, Mesa, Binary Solo 2, King Brian. I see Alberto as well out there. Thanks again, Alberto. Huge shout out to Alberto. Missing Number Kart. I see G Siegel, Spy2K. Son is out there as well. Until if you're there, Snuffles. who is crushing me in fantasy football this week. Congratulations, Snuffles. And Zooms. So thank you guys for being out there. And then Fire in the Window, Matt Allridge, welcome to the Not a Dead tier. Thank you guys so much. Honestly, you guys keep this going. You guys keep us excited. Love you guys so much. Hype to you for sure. We'll get into, it'll be a little different. Just going to warn you guys, everything you see will be a little different than normal. There's no top 10, I'll warn you right now. And we'll get into the buffs here in a second. But we'll start with the Daily Spotlight Shop. Now, we're recording this, we're streaming it live Monday, October 9th. So most of you have already seen your daily selects. It's a little anticlimactic just in general because we've seen these items. What's interesting, what's positive about this, and this is kind of what we'll touch on this because we have so much to get into, is that there are new items in your Daily Spotlight Shop that were not in the Spotlight Shop this time, Battle Tour 2022. And why is that exciting? Why is that important? Well, if you think about what we were expecting out of this loop mode, we kind of talked about, well, hey, the ranked tracks are staying the same as last year. That is true. And we said, they probably can't switch things around because the Spotlight Shop is based on ranked items. Well, here they are. They did, sprinkle some new items here in the Spotlight Shop, which gives us some optimism. So if you haven't yet, create a customer support ticket, which on my reaction, I literally created a ticket there live streaming with you guys. And the reason I did that is because I wanted to show where it is, how easy it is, but just create a ticket, let them know that if there's anything that we can ask, and this kind of goes back to my original statement about what I find joy in this game. The one thing, I'm so glad this game continues. I'm so glad we have these tracks that some we've only played once really since it's been out. The one thing that I would say that brings me joy that I wish that they would correct is changing the cups around so that ranked cups are not the exact same cups as the last year. So we are working off that assumption. That looks like that's the way that they're going to do it. They could change things after this autumn celebration, but as of right now, it's a little anticlimactic. But the good news is that they can change the Spotlight Shop, meaning that they could change ranked cups in the future. But right now, we're working off the same ranked tracks as last year. That part is kind of anticlimactic, but we have the game. We still have ranked cup. We still have all cup ranking. In fact, I think for those who are going for special occasions like top 100 for the first time or top 10 for the first time, you can plan ahead. You can go ahead and there are some sheets out there, Layer 98 sheets. I think even the toolbox and other applications will allow you to be able to plan for those tours. Go ahead and invest early so when that tour hits, you're ready to hit the ground running. So other people in the chat that I noticed out here, I see Fire in the Window. I see I saw someone else. Oh, High Mileage, Low Rent. John F. Crazy's out there as well. Love you guys. Thanks for showing up. All right, so that's all I'll talk about really with Daily Spotlight Shop. Really, everything that we're going to talk about next when it comes to what the future holds for this game will be all things that you should take a look at in your Spotlight Shop. So no need to go into too much depth here, but we will literally go through in this episode over the next 2 hours live with you. We will go over what items are in ranked over the next 12 months, what we call year 5 in the game. So we'll talk about what's in ranked. We'll talk about the most items that will be featured in all cup ranking, and then also let you know which items still have some remaining tracks to see, which could help you be able to take a look into the next few tours and maybe give you a little tiebreaker too. So we'll get into all of that. But first, we do have one thing staying the same from the rundown with everything else changing, and that is buffs. So let's get into those right off the bat. Obviously I think the hottest topic over when it comes to buffs over the next few tours will be Gold Mario. Everyone's watching to see how his buffs will turn out because he's got this crazy, ridiculous additional ability. It's not a skill. The skill is pretty lame. It's just a fire flower. But he's got the ability that is like bonkers. And we're still adjusting to what that ceiling is. I think just in our server, we did a action count competition, and we had literally Coinbox versus Boomerang versus Gold Mario, and I believe thanks to Crazy, Gold Mario won. So there is some potential. I think when we asked him kind of how his how he was able to get, I think it was 235 actions, if I remember correctly, with Gold Mario on the Rumble Von TT. And I think from him, I think he said he got like a double mushroom and then just a bunch of other coin vacuums along the way, which is absolutely insane. So I just want to stop and talk about Gold Mario. Antilev, looking at his starting coverage from last tour, which was an all-city start, he does get battle Battle Course 1, you got the Sunset Wilds RT, the Donut Plains 1R, and the Choco Island 2 RT. So obviously, we really like the brand new Donut Plains, kind of the newer or the spicier Donut Plains 1R. But his big win has to be the Battle Course 1. Now, of course, Coinbox is. I mean, we hate the battle tracks, but. At least for ranked purposes, all cup ranking purposes, etc. But it does look like the coin vacuum will be maybe the easiest on this track. I mean, really, we have the only plus skill is some lucky sevens and some giant bananas.
Giant banana is no better than a non-top 4 skill for battles. So
yeah. So what do you think about Gold Mario and his buffing this tour? We'll stop just right on him because I think that's really the hottest topic.
Yeah, I think we do need to focus on Gold Mario because he's going to kind of be the focus going forward. The thing is, even though we have no new tracks, we still have a lot of buffs this tour. There are 308 buffs on returning tracks, so there's only 308 buffs on top shelf tracks because there are no new tracks. But it's not as many as we've had in recent tours where there've been 800, 1,000 buffs or whatever. But that's still quite a lot. And so there's going to be a lot to talk about, especially with these new items. Now that number will go down. The more tours we have, the less buffs we're going to get, just because the less unseen tracks there are for the items we have left in the game. But I mean, I think what we're probably going to focus a lot on is all the new items from the anniversary tour, for the anniversary tour, the last items that were added to the game, the sort of last grand hurrah. And they'll probably get special treatment. We can expect to see a lot of buffs. I think all of those items. I wouldn't be surprised if Gold Mario ends up with 50 plus tracks. The sort of disadvantage what they have is that they are not gonna, normally you want to invest in new items because they're the most likely to get buffed on new tracks. Now we don't have that anymore. And if there's a track where you have weak coverage, you could maybe wait and see if Gold Mario gets that, or you could just invest in something that already has it now. So if you haven't invested in Gold Mario yet, I really feel like it needs to be a sort of, you need to love the driver and you need to love his coin vacuum, whatever skill, and just want to be invested in him. I think from an efficiency standpoint, it's maybe not necessarily the best, but driver to invest in. But I can predict that he will get buffs. He will get ranked buffs. He will get good buffs. So yeah, these are good tracks. I think Sunset Wilds RT, you do have 1 or 2 coin box drivers there. I think Yoshi Gold Egg is there. RMX Donut Plains 1R. I think you have maybe some plus skill drivers there, but not a ton. Choco Island 2 RT. I think there's a few. Quite a few coin boxes there, so that one is a little bit less interesting. The interesting one is Battle Course 1 because we have 3 non-city battle courses in the game. We have 5 battle courses in total, and this is the only one that doesn't have a coin box or top shelf. So that's actually kind of a good get from him. Now the thing is, I don't know. I haven't done battles with him yet, so I'm not sure how easy or hard it is to pick up coins or to wait for bots to use coin boxes. I think they're pretty rare. And there are a few Mii suits top shelf in this. I think Morton Mii is top shelf with the giant banana there, but like I said, giant banana is really useful. I use the dry Bowser Mii suit here. The big Bowser shell is kind of fun. And so those Mii suit base points are going to give a kind of big advantage. But if you're not heavy into Mii's, he might end up being your best option. Probably him or classic Luigi with the Lucky 7. Lucky 7 is probably a distant number 2 to Coinbox. So yeah, that's definitely the most interesting one. And if you're not heavily into Mii's, then he might be worth investing just for that Battle Course one. It's going to come back, a lot for ACR, and I think also another time in ranked in the coming year.
Yeah, we'll get into how the next 12 months will look like with and without battle tracks included. But yeah, I think especially if you're doing all cup ranking, having a good driver on this battle course one is a big deal. I will say there's so many times where you make you hit the bot, 5 coins go everywhere, and you're trying to get the coins, and you can only get really 2 coins or 3 coins in a swipe by, no matter how slow you're moving and how good you are, because 2 go over here, 3 go over here, and you're just trying to get whatever you are not swiped up by other bots. So to be able to get all 5, it does really help. Now, when it comes to boomboxing or coin vacuuming or vrooping, whatever we were referring to, which we had a long conversation on Kart Talk here this last episode. It's still not necessarily ideal. Coinbox is number 1, and it's a pretty distant gap between that and all the other skills. But he's going to be really good. It's certainly going to come down to him versus Mies. I still think even just I think like 120 action. Well fought bonus with a Morton is going to well do any better than a Gold Mario by any chance. So I think some of these Mii's are going to be much better. But at the same point in time, I think for the average driver or the average player, Gold Mario is going to be really a good one to invest in. If nothing else, just to be able to ride its buffs as this year 5 continues. But I'm really excited about that. The other 2 drivers with 4 buffs, not quite as eventful between a non-plus skill driver and a non-plus skill Mii. Now, of course, the Bowser shell, a kind of like right there on maybe the 5th best skill of all the for me is actually it's not a bad investment. And I just want to mention this for those of you who didn't know, I'm at a conference, so this is my dedication to you guys. I'm literally here in my suit. I'm going to be literally walking into an event after the episode's over, and I've been in the conference for most of the day. So again, this is my dedication to you. I love you guys so much, and happy to be here with you guys. And with that being said, I do see a nice little celebration from General Meow, celebrating 20 months. Time flies, but Rundown's still alive. Keep it up. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate your love and support. Cool. I see Deedle out there, keying as well. All right, so getting to drivers with 3 buffs, we do have Donkey Kong Gladiator. He got the Choco Mountain RT, which is in ranked. And then 2 older tracks, older being relative with a 2022 and a 2020 Choco Mountain. But some of these Choco Mountains are pretty good for Boomerang, so I consider a pretty good
Choco Mountain RT is going to come back and ranked another time too, I think somewhere in the spring. So that's one of the few tracks that's in ranked twice in the coming year.
Good point there. For regular Wiggler, they tripled down on the Donut Plains. They got the 1RT, which is in ranked, along with 1T and 1T, and then the remix 1T. So it's kind of cool that they kind of keep that same theme with the old school Wiggler. And then for Wiggler Gold, they gave him 2 Choco Islands, the remix T and the remix Island 1, and then remix 1 RT. And then got the Donut Plains 1T, which is so again some older tracks, but it's okay. I think with this Donut Plains 1T, not a lot of plus skills there, so a pretty good one for him. And then the Wiggler Mii, so literally all 3 Wiggler versions got a lot of the tracks this tour. Now, of course, Wiggler Mii got the Donut Plains similar to the regular, but he got the remix Donut Plains 1R. SNES Donut Plains 1T, and then the SNES Donut Plains 2RT. That 2RT, actually a really good track for him. Giant Banana, you don't necessarily want shorter tracks, but this is one where there weren't a lot of great options, or at least for my account. That was a pretty strong buffing for him. And then some other drivers which we're not quite as interested in between non-plus skill Mii's and super. The Birdo Green though, certainly it's nice to see some supers. Already you can kind of tell it might get some good buffing this Halloween. So you kind of can see this pistachio colored Birdo might be kind of tied into Halloween with the, kind of that green, spooky green. Just to kind of get excited for these next couple of tours. Drivers with 2 buffs, Yalene, kind of starting the race here with Donut Plains 1, which is a ranked track. It's a good ranked track for her. These shorter tracks are great for Boomerang. You get the boombox, maybe a coin frenzy or something after that, and call it a day. Choco Island 1RT, maybe not quite as great. Luigi Gold Knight got the Choco Mountain RT to rank track, and he also got the Choco Mountain T. Choco Mountain T not quite as great. I think we had PGP on there and some other coin boxers on that track as well. So certainly that's one where it could have kind of wished for a little bit more, but it is kind of cool that they gave him these Choco Mountains. Both RT and T. So Taurus got the Warrior Shipyard RT, which are likely enjoying some ranked usage this week, as well as also Donut Plains 1R. Daisy Mii got the Donut Plains 1RT, and then the Choco Mountain 2T, and then some less eventful Mii's, kind of rounding things out with 3 supers. Anything you want to talk about for the drivers with 3 buffs and 2 buffs, Antilev?
Nah, not really. What was one thing I was thinking? Oh, the Wiggler Gold, that RMX Choco Island 1RT. I think Blockhead is top shelf there, so that's kind of a disappointing buff, sharing it with a Mii coin boxer. I was trying to look at a lot of these tracks and seeing if any of them are kind of going to be in ranked in upcoming tours, but I don't really see a whole lot here that actually are no Choco Islands, no Donut Plains 1s or Donut Plains 2s. Sunset Wilds, I'm pretty sure Sunset Wilds R is in ranked in an upcoming tour, so that's a good pickup for any of them who got it, but I don't actually see any of those here. So yeah, no, it's that's kind of the tricky thing now, because there's obviously you get the sort of ACR, these tracks for ACR, and if you and the nice thing about the way the tour is going now, you can kind of look at your inventory and you can pick a tour where your inventory is strong to go for ACR, to go for, maybe if you've never done top 1K before, get top 1K. If you're normally going for top 1K, go for top 100. If you're normally going for top 100, try to do a top 10, whatever. So that's nice. But the problem is, like, if you're only a ranked player, then the vast majority of the tracks are not going to be interesting for you in terms of buffs. There's 546 tracks in the game, and the upcoming year, 148 of them will be in ranked, and I think 8 of those appeared twice, so they're spread around pretty well. So yeah, we're mostly going to be looking at those like 148 tracks that we expect to be in ranked in the upcoming year.
Yeah, good point there. I do feel like, well, if I remember correctly from this time last year, some of the Warrior shipyards were just tailing off from its dominant summer appearance rate.
Yeah, no, I was actually surprised, because I was like, oh, some of the other Warrior shipyards that's being ranked, but actually no, RT is the only one that's going to be in ranked, and that's this tour and this tour only. So we won't see any Warrior shipyards in ranked anymore. I think those were from kind of earlier in 2022 when we had them a lot. So before the loop starts, sort of.
Yeah. If I remember correctly, it was kind of like right there, midsummer. If I could, based on a couple of my top 10 attempts there. Moving to drivers with 1 buff, we do have Poochie, who was very efficient with the Donut Plains 1 RT. Good track for him. Got Larry Wintertime, got the Chaco Mountain R, not in ranked. And then Rowan Racer did get a ranked track. Santa Me did not get the Chaco Mountain ranked version. And that's really, it's when we're talking about plus skills and what people are investing in. And then we do have the Birdo Red getting the SNES Chaco Mountain 1T. So moving into karts, we do have the Black B-Dasher Mark II. No Sammy invested in that. I love it. It's kind of like the Steelers B-Dasher Mark II. Some people are saying Saints. I like it though, because it's got the kind of the Steelers stripe, like the shoulder pads, which we ended up having a big win against Baltimore. Had to call that out. Beat the Ravens yesterday. Big AFC North rivalry there. Had to call that out. We do have Donut Plains 1 RT, got which is in ranked, but then it got the Ghost Valley 1 and the Donut Plains 1T and Chaco Mountain T. So I feel like this is a tough tour to get buffs. There's nothing really like you're like, oh man, I have to get this track. Like these are the sets of tracks you really, really want. It's kind of just a bunch of older tracks. But it is what it is. I think when it comes to Donut Plains, that was one where I didn't have great coverage. I think I was using some Daikon rockets or something like that. So nice to see some of these karts get those buffs between the shielded speedsters and this Black B-Dasher Mark II. We have the Chain Chomp Chariot, got the Chaco Island RT. To get the Donut Plains 1T, which is a nice track, a 2022 track. Fishbone Ferry got the Warrior Shipyard RT and ranked, and then got 2 other shipyards, which is kind of cool that they kind of kept those the same, which makes sense because you literally have those fishbones coming through on the course, which is kind of fun that they tie that in there. Gold B-Dasher Mark, just Gold B-Dasher, got some some Donut Plains, which kind of like the reference there. A lot of us were using some of these B-Dasher. I think the red B-Dasher was crushing those tracks, some of those early Donut Plain 1 SNES versions. And the Spicy Zucchini got the Donut Plains 1 in ranked. There are 2 more. The Yeehaw Wagon did get the Donut Plains 1, which is a ranked track, and that's the only one it ranked, but did get a nice little Donut Plains tie-in there. And then Yellow Sub Scooter got some shipyards, which makes sense, kind of you're underwater for parts of those, as well as also Sunset Wilds RT and the Donut Plains 1 in rank. So that might actually be one of the better 4 buffs, was the Yellow Sub Scooter between the Donut Plains 1, which is in ranked, and then some other cooler tracks, which are slightly newer. For cards with 3 buffs, you do have the Black Jingle Bell getting the Warrior Shipyard RT. Black Shield Speedster got the Warrior Shipyard RT as well, along with Warrior Shipyard RT, and then the Ghost Valley 1 RT. In fact, actually, some of these Ghost Valleys might actually be some decent buffs, just knowing that we have Halloween right around the corner. And, I think from that perspective, we get a little excited just like having that Halloween tie in there for the holiday. We do have Blue Sky Scooter got the Warrior Shipyard RT and another Shipyard to go with it. The Cream Classic got 3 Donut Planes. The ranked one is the Remix Donut Planes 1. Boo Pipes got the Warrior Shipyard RT, as well as also Ghost Valley 1 RT. One of which is in rank there. Dolphin so we got the Desert Rose Wagon, Donut Planes 1. Dolphin Drifter got the Warrior Shipyard RT and another Shipyard. Dry Bones Dasher got the Shipyard RT as well. That's probably all we'll get into on this slide. We'll kind of continue, though, for the 3 buffs. We do have the Gold Pipes got the Warrior Shipyard RT, along with the Ghost Valley 1. Gold Shield Speedster got the Choco Mountain RT, along with Choco Island 1 RT and a Donut Plains 1T. Nothing in ranked for Gold Soft Swerve, which seems to be kind of par for the course for some of these gold carts, which we have back to back to back. Literally, we have Gold Soft Swerve, Gold Sushi Racer, Gold Warrior Wagon, Gold Wild Slugger, Gold Goo Goo Buggy. All those carts, all gold, all got 3 buffs, and none of them in ranked.
I will say that Gold Wild Slugger got RMX Ghost Valley 1R, which isn't in ranked this tour, but it will be in ranked in the Ninja Tour about 3 months from now. So that is, I was actually looking at it. The only 2 tracks we have in this tour that aren't in ranked now but are in ranked in future are Sunset Valley R and RMX Ghost Valley 1R. So I'm also looking a little bit at which items got those 2 tracks. Unfortunately, it's not too many. I think the only cart that got either one of those is the Gold Wild Slugger, actually.
Well, there you go. Nice win there, I guess, for it. CE Deedle celebrating 26 months. 26 months, time flies. Thanks for still killing it with the rundown over 2 years later and for not putting the rundown into loop mode. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Yeah, we should just think about that. That would be a lot more efficient doing it that way.
Just rerun the old versions.
Yeah, just call
What's up, guys?
What's going on, guys? 2022, Love Rocks. There's not a lot more to talk about for those carts, but let's move into the carts with 2 buffs. We do have the Gold Cupid's Arrow, which some people are loving. They get the Donut Plains 1 RT. Decent track there, a 2022 track. Hot Pot Hot Rod did get the Choco Mountain RT. Wiggler Egg, nothing in ranked. Huff and Puff and Egg, same thing. A lot of these a little lackluster. I will say the Chocolate Mint Soft Swerve did get the Donut Plains 1 RT and the Donut Plains 1T. Nice, decent-sized cart there if you need to invest in it. Then for carts with 1 buff, we did this Sakura Sports Coupe, which has already been pretty high-profiling in the top 10 leading up into this tour. Did get the Donut Plains 1, a very efficient buff there. Holiday Speeder, which is that commemorative item brought back this tour, is in the Choco Mountain RT. So if you're desperate for that track, that's one way you could go if you wanted to go that direction. So that concludes our carts with buffs. Anything else you wanted to mention about these 2 slides?
No, actually, I was kind of done with the carts, and I was really looking at the gliders.
All right, let's get into the gliders then. At the top of the list, we have the Royal Flush, which I absolutely love the look of it. It's one of those. I mean, here's the thing: is like I know Sammy went all out in this Black B-Dasher Mark II and the Royal Flush because it's like, he kind of sees like I've been saving, he's been saving up all these tickets in case something comes up. And now that he knows what else is out there, now is the time to kind of pull the trigger on your passion. And the Royal Flush, just the way it came out, it's kind of cool. It'll be kind of cool to ride out the very last wave of new items as they get buffed. And then, certainly we'll see kind of where the chips lie, and certainly you can kind of fill in some gaps. But it'll be kind of fun to watch some of these items like Gold Mario, the Royal Flush, the Black B-Dasher Mark II. Just kind of see how the rest of the tracks that keep coming back, which ones they give it over the next 12 months. But the Royal Flush did get the Donut Plains 1 RT in ranked, and then the other 3 tracks not in ranked. But I think overall, you kind of happy. Got some fine tracks. Overall, you like the skill, and we'll see how the rest of it's. I'm always looking to see what kind of tracks, what kind of theme is it fitting, and like the cards, you're not sure how it's going to work out. Unfortunately, these buffs don't help clear it up either. You got two kind of like dark night ambiance tracks with the Warrior Shipyard R and the Ghost Valley 1RT, and then you have two sunny, very bright tracks with the Donut Plains 1RT and Donut Plains 1T. So
yeah, but I think that just tells us it's going to be kind of a jack of all trades type of glider where it's going to just get buffed everywhere. Yeah,
I like what you did there. Let's get into gliders with 3 buffs. We do have the Red Emblem did get the Donut Plains 1. Pink Checker Glider got the Donut Plains 1RT. Got the Rainbow Flappy Wings, or Rainbow Wonderful Wings, got the Donut Plains 1RT. Mario Golf Cap got the Choco Mountain RT. Jelly Shoot, stay in the dark theme here. Unfortunately, nothing in ranked, but 2 Warrior Shipyards and a Ghost Valley. And Pink Bubble Balloon staying bright and frisky there with Donut Plains, Choco Island, and another Donut Plains. Moving forward to the rest of these, again, very bright items. Some of them getting dark tracks, some of them getting some of these layer tracks. It's kind of interesting to see. Obviously, the Spooky Sprinkle Balloons, one that some people invested in. Not in ranked, but it does seem like it's kind of going to get some Halloween coverage here. They get the Sunset Wilds and the Ghost Valley. So, and
that Ghost Valley 1R is going to be in ranked in that upcoming tour as well. So it did get a future ranked buff at least.
Gotta love that. Man. Really, the rest of it, we'll kind of keep going through. I mean, some of these, it's just weird how they threw a Warrior Shipyard RT buff for the Dolphin Great Sail and the Rainbow Bells. But the rest of it a little bit lackluster. The Melon Banana Balloon staying very bright colored tracks there, which makes sense going with this really cool colored ice cream with the Donut Plains 1. And then a lot of gold items with some fine coverage. The Gold Origami Glider got the Choco Mountain RT, and the Gold Mario's Hat Balloon got the Choco Mountain RT. For gliders with 2 buffs, we got the Yoshi's Cookies, got the Donut Plains 1. Bright Ribbon got that Donut Plains 1 as well. Red Checker Glider got the Warrior Shipyard RT. Golden Glider, which was doing pretty well in the top 10 leading up to this tour, got the Warrior Shipyard RT. Glittering Glider got that Donut Plains 1 as well. And then the Mosaic Starshoe got the Donut Plains 1 RT. Green Emblem got the Warrior Shipyard RT. And then the Gold Mario Golf Cap. Both Choco Islands, but nothing in ranked. And then the very last glider buff slide for you, not as much noticeable, but both the Luigi Golf Cap and the Mario Bros Parafoil both got the Donut Plains 1 RT, which again, we had high hopes for that Mario Bros Parafoil. Didn't necessarily pan out. It does have 13 cities, 22 assumed tracks, so it still has some.
I guess it still has some tracks left to see, right?
Still has some tracks to see. No doubt. I mean, it only has 35 tracks right now, so it'll probably get another 14, 15 more, but not as excited so far. I mean, I was kind of hoping to be able to invest in that, and you still can, but not as excited about it quite as much anymore. We do have some cool gliders that just came out too, so it's going to be tough to choose that over others. And then for gliders with 1 buff, just some notable ones. Wonderful Garnet got the Choco Mountain, not in ranked, alongside that Wonderful Diamond. So they gave these two both the same buff, not in rank though. The Festive Holly did get the Choco Mountain RT. Was doing pretty well, hit the top 15. But then it's kind of following through into this tour. Fuzzy Kite did not get the ranked track, but got Choco Mountain. That was doing pretty well, but starting to fizzle out a little bit. And then the Rainbow Fair Flyer got the Choco Mountain RT. So my guess is you probably have nothing else to mention about these gliders.
No, like I said, we were looking at what got RMX Ghost Valley 1R and Sunset Wild R on top of the rank buffs. The only one on this slide is Mario Brothers Parafoil got that RMX Ghost Valley 1R, a future ranked buff. And other than that, nothing else to mention, so we can move on.
Nice little shout out from Firestorm, celebrating 18 months with us. Thank you guys for all that you do. Appreciate that, Firestorm. Love the help here. So let's get into some of the new slides. I know the buffs a little anticlimactic because we already know what tracks are. These buffs are going to help out, and it doesn't seem to be very helpful that some of these tracks that just came out this tour won't be in the next couple of tours except for a handful, which we just mentioned. But we have a lot to get into still, which is really exciting, and I think this is an episode. Hopefully, I appreciate your patience, appreciate the long wait for all of you. We will. I feel like you guys will be very glad that you waited and that you had the patience. But getting into the ranked unlocks, so kind of showing drivers, karts, and gliders what these unlocks are, and this is available in the Larry Sheets. Definitely check that out. It's a cool new feature. Very aesthetically pleasing, at least for my eyes, is that you do have the Chaco Mountain RT. For drivers, you have 2 unlocks. You have a level 6 unlock for this Cat Rosalina, and then for Chef Luigi, which I don't want to steal the thunder, but he had a pretty good year, and he will this upcoming year 5. And then for the Warrior Shipyard RT, you do have this pink Shy Guy Ninja with the giant banana, which is it's a pretty good skill. There are a lot of decent skills on this track. That one's okay. I will say that Giant Banana is really good on tracks where you can get 200 actions. And so this one's a really good track for Giant Banana. There are some narrow areas which are great for him. There's also some glider areas which may not be as good, but I think it's a track that with Giant Banana you can get 200 actions, especially if you take advantage of the extra box trick that we showed on the reaction. Moving to karts, you do have a lot of availability for Chaco Mountain RT, including, most notable, the Yellow Off-Roader, which is a level 3 unlock. I think a lot of people might be using that. The Camo Tanuki car, level 6 unlock. The Gold Bullet Bill, a level 6 unlock as well. And a couple level 8 unlocks between the Luna Cruiser and the Wild Pink, which you may or may not have invested in. But I think most people are going to be using the Yellow Off-Roader. That was a meta crusher back when this Chaco Mountain RT came out. And then for the Donut Plains 1 RT, you do have, I think that is the Green Circuit, or maybe it's one of the
Green Speeder.
Green Speeder. There you go.
Yeah.
And then for Warrior Shipyard RT, you do have what looks like the green and yellow capsule cart. I think it's what it is. I don't think it's yellow green. I think it's one of those weird ones that have green yellow. And then for gliders, you do have the Chaco Mountain RT. A couple good unlocks here between the Lava Rocks at level 3, the Black Cat Parafoil at level 6, and then I'm trying to think about I think it's the Golden Penguin Glider, maybe level 8 unlock, but it's not
Gold Penguin Wingtip.
Wingtip. There we go. And then Warrior Shipyard RT has 2 glider unlocks, including the Wicked Topaz and the Silver Luigi's Mustache. So there you go, guys. Those are the ranked unlocks. And then when we're talking about double features and triple features, there is only one driver with triple featured and ranked this tour. That is Luigi's Chef, thanks to that level 6 unlock. But you also have a number of other plus skills and other drivers that you could be using twice, including Mario Chef, used twice, Charging Chuck as well. Just kind of looking down here, I do see Gold Charging Chuck used twice, PD Piranha Gold used twice, Luigi Gold Knight used twice, and even Pink Shy Guy Ninja, thanks to that level 8 unlock, used twice.
I'm pretty sure one that's missing is the King Boo Mii suit, because it's me boosted for Chaco Mountain RT next week. So that's maybe why it's not on here. But you can use that one twice as well, and that's definitely one you want to invest in, especially with the Halloween tour coming up.
That's a good point. I appreciate that. Yeah. For karts, we do have 3 triple features, including the Pink Capsule Cart, Sweet Ride, and Gold Bullet Blaster. For karts that have used twice, not a lot necessarily in the meta, but some bigger karts like Cactar, Red Off-Roader, thanks to those battle tracks. You do have the Flaming Speeder, and Sakura Sports Coupe was in our top 10 there for a while, Camo Tanuki Kart. But the rest of them, some of them are a little smaller than others, but certainly plenty of options there for you. I think when it comes to multiple ranks, it's really tough when you have battle tracks and just kind of anticipating those. And then for last but not least, gliders, you do have the 8-bit Bullet Bill, which was really strong in our meta. 8-bit 1-Up Mushroom. Any of these 8-bit items are really strong to invest in. Some were really excited about the Candlelight Flight Cake. That was also used twice. Tropical Balloons. Really strong in the meta, vanilla and chocolate balloons, black star shoot, all those pretty strong in the meta as well, all used twice. Yoshi's Cookies on there as well, Antilev, along with Silver Luigi's Mustache, thanks to that level 6 unlock. So there you go. Those are the multiple used for ranked. And then for when looking at All Cup ranking, this is obviously a big tour for Chef Mario, as we have a lot of Choco Island, a lot of tracks where highly featured in this cooking tour.
Food-related tracks, yeah.
Yeah, so he's used a total of 14 times. Tanuki Rosalina 13, Tanuki Mario 12, Luigi Chef 11, Mumu Offroader 10, Peach Cherub 10, Pastry Chef Me Racing Suit 9, Nabbit 9, Birdo Black even, and Green Me and Donkey Kong Jr. SNES all 9 times. For carts, yeah, the Purple Bunny used 12 times along with the Tanuki
Purple
cart.
Bunny.
Yeah, man, our school Purple Bunny. I think
Our
we were
old
like
friend, yeah.
the only people on that fan club. It seemed.
You and me.
Yeah, it was just you and me, man. But yeah, it was a fun ride while we had it. And you like the Tanuki cart too, so this is one where you had 2 of your favorite items in there, alongside the Yellow Offroader, which was an all-time fan favorite, probably one of the best carts in the game of all time. Used 11 times, and then a couple other fine carts. I mean, we had the Black Turbo Birdo that was in the top 10 prior to you joining. I remember. I remember Tabor talking a lot about the Black Turbo Birdo. Both.
Oh, it has great
carts.
coverage. Just so tiny.
And then talking about the opposites, which is just a giant hitbox, but not great coverage, was the Brown Offroader, which I think some people, now that we're getting into loop mode, are excited about investing into. And then for gliders, we do have one glider used 13 times. That's a Choco Donut, which many of us have pulled in all clear pipes over the last 4 years. Probably more. It seems like more than any other glider. It's kind of a meme at this point, but it is useful this tour. Super Mario Kart Glider used 12 times. Calico Parafoil and Bright Balloons used 11 times. Choco Banana Crepe, Choco Pretzel, Parapanini, and Tanuki Parafoil used either 10 or 9 times. If you have chocolate in the name, most likely you're going to be useful this tour between Choco Island, Choco Mountain, and that's kind of par for the course. And of course, one thing that we've been including as well is the Me coverage, thanks to Raker85. We really appreciate this. What it shows is the Me plus skills on the far left next to the name, as well as also non-plus skill plus Me in the middle, and then the the plus skill non-Me on the far right. So you can kind of see there which one. So, as you can see in week 1, there's not a lot of plus skill options for the Me's, except for King Boo Me Suit, which is a great driver to invest in, thanks to this autumn celebration and a little Halloween tour coming up here soon, where King Boo is gonna crush it. But as you can see, Cookie Land, a lot of plus skills, no plus skill Me there, but we kind of already talked about some other options on that track as well. Feel free to take a look at this. It can be a little bit of an eye chart, but it's very, very extensive. If you're wondering about something, especially if you've invested into the Me's, this as well as also part 2, which all these slides will be on Reddit, probably most likely tomorrow or maybe late tonight. But definitely take a look at this. Thanks to Raker85 for putting this together. Some really good detail in here. All right, let's get into the brand new slides. We need like a little drum roll out in the chat. Let's see some drums or some kind of fun aesthetics there in the emotes in the chat, because we got some autumn celebration. We already know what these tours will be, including what ranked tracks will be here. So without further ado, we got 3 brand new slides to introduce to you, and this is thanks to Nintendo already giving us this slide here. So here we go. Drivers for the autumn celebration. So this covers all 3 tours, as well as also which drivers are covering each of those tracks. And then also which ones have thank you. Appreciate that, Spy2K. King Boo Me Hype. Thanks for all the new content, guys. Appreciate that, Spy2K. So obviously the big winner here, there we go. There's the drum emotes. Thanks, Edidle, Matt Ulrich. Love you guys. Appreciate that. So PD Piranha Gold is used 6 times over the next 3 tours, including this tour. Now, he's not highly featured necessarily this tour, but he's going to come in real handy for the Halloween tour. And then, of course, the tour after that, where we're in New York, etc. So you will be using gold, charging Chuck 4 times. This is where we kind of talked about King Boo Me Suit being really, really heavily used over the next couple tours. He's used 4 times, along with this pink Shy Guy Ninja, which is used once and ranked this tour, and again 3 in the following 2 tours. You will have King Mario, White Tanuki Mario, Charging Chuck, Luigi Knight, PD Piranha, and Yellow Misut used 3 times and ranked over the next two additional tours, including this one. So there you go, guys. Hopefully that's helpful as you're making investments this tour. It's always helpful to know this. I will say, just a little spoiler alert, Gold Charging Chuck is going to be very, very useful this upcoming year 5. Let's get into carts. You might want to think about investing into things for Cookie Land or others, but we're just going to go ahead and spoil it. The Cact B and the Gold Trickster will be used 5 times over this in the next 2 tours, alongside Blazing Eagle, Gold Sweet Ride, and the Purple Dozer used 4 times for this. Purple Dozer, yeah, it hasn't been super useful, but it will be extremely useful over these 3 tours. And then the Red Off-Roader, the Strawberry Soft Swerve, and the Sweet Ride used 3 times. So very, very helpful there. Shout out to Larry98 who reveals all this information on his Larry98 sheets, but hopefully this is allowing you to be able to make decisions. So I think, like, for many people who are still looking for a big cart on Cookie Land, maybe this is the Cact B is your cart. There aren't a lot of big hitboxes on this track. You basically just have Cact B, Combo Cruiser, the Sweet Ride, and Strawberry
I'm using the Strawberry Soft Swerve on this one, I think.
Yeah, I'm using the Pink Comet, which again, it might be the only track used in ranked. But again, the one caveat to all of this is newer items. We don't know for sure. It's going to be because it could get tracks that it hasn't seen yet in upcoming tours. But at this point in time, Cact B is one of the larger ones for that tour. Very helpful to know. Gold Trickster. Some people went into that. It's a bigger cart that some people invested in. Could be good for Halloween if those are going for top 100, top 10, like I know Crazy is as well. Yeah, it looks like all 4 of the Purple Dozer is in Halloween tour, which is kind of cool. Thanks for mentioning that, Crazy. Helpful to know. This is all in ranked usage. Yes, we haven't gotten to top for all cup ranking or anything like that yet, which we will get into. Then finally, the autumn celebration coverage for gliders. We have a couple items which make sense, like the Black Star Chute and the Boo Masks make sense. We got Halloween coming up, but we also have the Candlelight Flight Cake and the Chocolate Pretzel and Silver Luigi's Mustache, which we've kind of mentioned a couple times already. All 5 of those will be used 4 times over these 3 tours, and then we'll be using the 1-Up. 8-bit 1-Up Mushroom used 3 times, along with the Silver Candlelight Flight, the red and gold Umbrella, and the green Cat Parafoil. So really helpful as you're starting to kind of plan things out. I mean, some of these you can use this tour. Some will be really helpful these next couple tours. If you haven't already invested into the 8-bit 1-Up Mushroom, definitely, I don't know what's holding you back. This thing has been absolutely crushing it, and it will continue to crush as we go on. So, anything you want to mention about these celebrations, Antilev?
No, I think it's good. I mean, this is a good way to look at it. I think it's interesting that we have 18 tracks ranked with this tour and the next 2 tours, and we don't see a lot of items that have there's not a lot of items that have like 6+ tracks or whatever. They have really done a good job of kind of spreading it out. So keep that in mind, looking at your coverage, and make sure if you need to invest in a couple of different items, cover all these ranked tracks. Try not to pick stuff that has overlaps.
Crazy does say that Boo Masks will have 5. It mentions them, Bowser's Castle, or I think it's what that Beco. But they're all mentioned there if you want to take a look at those. We'll have to see if maybe one of them we missed on maybe a cup booster or something like that. Our apologies there. But either way, it makes sense. If you're into Halloween items, go for Boo Masks or Black Star Shoe. I think Black Star Shoe will have a little bit slightly better value as the year goes on. All right, this is a little transitional slide. We're going to talk about these next couple slides. Ranked usage for year 5. This is the whole year. That's kind of what we're calling year 5, is everything from this tour until I guess potentially the game could end, or who knows what will happen. But just assuming that we'll have 12 months here for year 5 in this loop mode, I'm going to talk about which items are in ranked the most over these next 12 months. Again, huge shout out to Larry98, huge shout out to Alberto for putting this together for you. This is a very special part of this episode, which we'll get into. It's a lot of information. We probably won't, bring too much into the analytical part of it, but it's going to be really helpful information for you as you start. For those of you who just care about ranked, you don't do all cup ranking at all. This might be the most important slides for you as you start to plan out your account for the next 12 months. So, without further ado, I do want to, because again, this is new. This has never seen this before. I kind of want to walk through what each one of these line items mean. So, previous usage means these would have had 20 ranked tracks over this past year.
It's been in rank 20 times.
It's been in rank 20 times. Now, here's the thing: is that it has gotten buffed on tracks of which it will see in rank this upcoming year that it did not get this past year based on when it was released mid-year. So in total, and this is kind of how everything starts, the driver that will be used the most in ranked over the next 12 months is Toad Tourist. Now, the thing is, this number could even go up from here because he still has 24 tracks left to see at the very, very bottom. One of the things I wanted to make sure that I mentioned, and actually I apologize, this is, we found out this is incorrect. It's 27 and 27. I forgot to update it after talking with Alberto. So, the way that these are all going to be shown is the total usage from descending order, starting with Toad Tourist. We will have Light Blue Shy Guy Explorer will be used 27 times, Gold Charging Chuck 22 times. So big gap there between Toad Tourist and Light Blue Shy Guy Explorer, 28 and 27. Then a big drop off between 22, 21 for Larry Wintertime, and 20 for King Mario. Now, again, there are still some tracks left to see, but Toad Tourist has the most there in that green number of 24. We did also want to show you usage not including battle mode tracks. Why is this important? Well, I think most people should prioritize above almost anything else. Prioritize battle tracks, specifically mainly if you do all cup ranking. That should be your number one priority. Have a level 8 driver, kart, glider for battle tracks. Now, if you don't do all cup ranking, you'll run into some battle tracks in ranked over the next 12 months. May not be as important for you, but I wanted to show you specifically because it does change the data a lot, especially for all cup ranking numbers when you have battle tracks in there. So again, it doesn't really change too much on this slide specifically, except for King Mario, which does have one battle track that he has, and Toad Tourist has 2 that will be in ranked over the next 12 months. And then also it's helpful to know for unique usage. And so I don't know if I have a pure definition for unique usage. How would you describe that line item?
Unique usage, it's like the number of different because like a couple of those tracks are repeated, right? So it's like the number of separate tracks that it has. That it's so like I don't know off the top of my head, but for example, Choco Mountain RT is in ranked now, and it's also going to be in ranked somewhere in the spring. I don't remember exactly which tour. So if one of those items has that one, then that will be one less unique usage. But I mean, it's still one track that you use double. So I think that's what unique usage refers to.
There you go. So if one track is used twice or 3 times over the next 12 months, then that unique usage number will be slightly lower than the total usage. Good. Moving forward, we do have Toad Astronaut, which had a great year. He will be used at least 20 times this upcoming year. He does have 5 tracks left to see. Again, I kind of wanted to put in green if it had 20 or more. I think that's kind of where I felt like it had the biggest significance. But you also have PD Piranha used 20 times. Gold Misuit 20 times as well. So those 3 are all kind of tied there on this slide, used 20 times. White Tanuki Mario and Poochie used 19 times. Poochie does have 16 tracks left to see. So kind of nice going there. Moving forward, we do have the Yellow Misuit used 18 times. Santa Misuit used 18 times as well. Luigi Knight, Wiggler, and PD Piranha Misuit used 17 times. And then just to make this notable, Wiggler still has 66 tracks to see, which is a lot of tracks. So most likely he could see 18, 19 tracks this upcoming year. Really helpful there. Then rounding out the list, we do have, these are the last drivers we'll talk about. We do have the Wiggler Misuit used 16 times. But he still has 66 tracks left to see, which is a lot. Certainly could see that getting bumped up to 17, 18. We do have PD Piranha Gold used 15 times. Morton Misut 15 times as well. Daisy Tie Dress 12, and Larry Misut used 12 times. So really nice to kind of see some of the Koopalings used in ranked. Obviously, Morton has 32 tracks left to see, and Larry Me has 25 tracks left to see. So could see a nice little boost there. So there you go. That's our first reveal of ranked items over year 5. Let us know what you guys think in the chat. We'll be keeping an eye out for that, you guys. Appreciate that. Let's get into carts. So the carts that will be used the most in year 5 will be Blazing Eagle with 20.
Not a surprise at all.
Not a surprise at all. It had a great year, and no surprise, it will be recirculating all those tracks again this upcoming year. We do have the Swift Talon and the Jumbo Jetter used 20 times. The Jumbo Jetter still has 24 tracks left to see.
And I just like to interrupt you real quick. The Swift Talon hasn't been super high on the top 10 rankings and stuff because it has a lot of cities. I think it has like 27 non-cities, but it has 23 city tracks. But we had a lot of cities as new tracks or returning tracks in the past year. So, in terms of thinking of your coverage, are cities less valuable? Not so much less valuable than they used to be because we have a lot of cities in ranked in the upcoming year.
Yeah, I mean, if you're looking at just ranked, really Blazing Eagle and Swift Talon, the Taylor Swift, are really like neck and neck, 1 and 2 there for you. Now the Jumbo Jetter also has 20, but it's not quite as large of a hitbox. As you remember, these Eagles have the widest hitbox in the game, not the biggest.
Wider than off-roaders.
Even wider than the off-roader, but again, it's just a little bit shorter. That's why it doesn't have the largest total hitbox. But you see also down here, the Mumu off-roader, 19 times. So again, when you think about carts to invest in, really, these two Eagles and the Mumu off-roader might be your best bet for ranked over the next 12 months. We also do have the Red Comet, used 18 times, and it still has 32 tracks left to see, so it could bump it up a little bit more. Moving forward, we do have the Blue Crawley carts used 18 times. The Armored Rider 17 times. Both of those had a great year. One that you might not have predicted, Silver Cupid's Arrow. It will be used at least 17 times, and it still has 39 tracks left to see. Boo Pipes had a great year as well. Kind of mentioned that as well. It's kind of a sneaky one. Some of those having to do with the battle tracks. As you can see, it's going to be usage not including battle mode tracks, only 15. So 2 battle tracked ranked tracks this upcoming year.
I think for the Piranha Pipes that we had like all these Piranha Plant Cove 1, 2, and 3. That's maybe why.
Those were all kind of sprinkled in this past year. Yeah, good point there. And then Red Off-Roader 17 times this upcoming year. Moving forward, we do have the Rainbow Pipe Buggy 16 times. Still 11 tracks left to see. The Chain Chomp Chariot 16 times with 60 tracks left to see. Gold Boo Pipes 16 tracks with 66 tracks left to see. That could be a really sneaky one there, you guys, because it was only used 8 times, but it's gotten 8 ranked buffs since then. So it will be definitely hitting hard this upcoming year. Strawberry Soft Swerve had a great year, and it will circle back and have another great year thanks to that. The Black Shielded Speedster, it will have 15 tracks up this upcoming year with 52 tracks left to see. I decided to quad cap this tour instead of the gold after seeing this data. So between the gold Boo Pipes and the Black Shield Speedster. These are 2 newer ones that came out. Even the Chain Chomp Chariot, it was a new one that came out. We'll have a pretty good year coming up this upcoming year, and still have some tracks left to see, which is kind of fun. We do have my Pink Comet. Gonna see 14 ranked tracks this upcoming year. Still 32 tracks left to see. The Gold Cupid's Arrow, 14 tracks with 39 tracks left to see. The Sky Blue Beat Asher Mark II, 13 tracks. The Cream Beat Asher Mark II, kind of sneaky one there. I didn't realize it would be used 13 times, or that it was even 13 this past year. And then the Boo Pipes used 12 times. Still whopping 66 tracks left to see. And I could see a lot of those 66 tracks coming up these next couple tours with the Halloween coming up. I see that one certainly going to get that one I could see getting bumped up to 14, 15 tracks when it's all said and done, especially in the next couple tracks. next couple tours. Moving to gliders, no surprise here between all 5 of these, except for, I think we didn't get as quite hyped about, except for you, about the fuzzy kite. But
for those who know, they know it's been useful as hell in ranked.
It will, there's no doubt it will be useful this upcoming year. I will say there is a pretty big drop off between the wonderful Garnet. I know we were all kind of like wonderful Diamond, wonderful Garnet. Which one's better? They're both great. They're both gems. Well, you do get 3 additional rank tracks for the Garnet over the Diamond, but we do have the 8-bit 1-up mushroom, 25 usage this year 5. We do have the yellow hard hat, 24 usage. Your fuzzy kite we just mentioned, 24, as well as the wonderful Diamond. So I don't think any surprises here. I mean, these have been top 10 items for quite some time. In fact, I feel like really from the get-go, these wonderful Garnet and Diamond were already pretty heavy in the top 10 algorithm.
Definitely.
And 8-bit 1-up doing great from last year. So really, really cool. Good. Moving forward, some surprises on this list. I'll be honest with you. We have the Mario hat going to be used 22 times this upcoming year. The 8-bit block glider going to be used 22 times as well. Now it was only used 16 times, so it got 6 buffs that will be used this upcoming tour. So that one's a sneaky jump there. It was in our top 10 as we finished up last tour. So really nice there. Probably the biggest surprise is the gold cloud glider. It was in ranked 21 times and will be in ranked 21 times this upcoming year. That was a huge surprise. Really tied with the 8-bit Super Mushroom, which was arguably our number 1 glider in the game last couple of tours. So really surprised that both of those will have 21, along with also the Smiley glider. All 3 of these gliders will be used 21 times. Kind of this is the surprise. The last slide was no surprises. This was kind of full of surprises. I don't know, Antilev, if you want to jump in now, what are your thoughts on some of these gliders?
I mean, those 2 8-bit gliders are pretty high in their rankings, so it's not really a surprise. And the Smiley Flower gliders has, I think, all 4 of those Yoshi's Island tracks, so that's already a big chunk of its kind of ranked usage. But yeah, it's a lot of these are items that didn't get, like the gold cloud balloons and the Smiley glider didn't get that just a huge amount of tracks, but definitely useful and ranked.
Yeah, good point there. Moving forward to the gliders, we have the golden glider. It's going to be used 21 times, and it still has 24 tracks up to see. This one could be sneaky because the red checkered glider kind of came on a little strong as of late, but it was only used in rank 13 times. It will get 8 added this upcoming year to a total of 21, and it still has 32 tracks left to see, which is really nice there. We have the Calico Toby balloons. That one's no surprise. Festive Holly, no surprise. Black Starshoot, no surprise. 20 and 19 for those 3. I mean, those have been really strong in the meta. I think the red checkered was kind of the surprise, and it still has a couple tracks left to see. And then rounding out the last of the gliders, we have the Boo Masks, going to be used 19 times in ranked this upcoming year. The Sakura Origami Glider, 18. The red and gold umbrella, 18 as well. Yoshi's Cookies, 16. And then the pink checker glider used 15 times, thanks to 5 added this upcoming tour. Wow, nice. We have the Unicorn stud member Nintendo gifting 5 memberships. Thank you very much, Nintendo. Thank you for all the support, man. Nintendo hype in the chat. So there we go. That concludes the ranked usage this year. Antilev, any big surprises between drivers, parts, and gliders?
Well, I was going to say the red and gold umbrella is one of those ones that never really made it up the rankings, but I think it was useful unranked for a lot of cities this year, which is why we didn't see it. So that's definitely, as we don't really, discount cities anymore. It's definitely one you might want to consider investing in if it helps you on some of those, like Bangkok tracks, whatever.
So if you care about ranked, these last probably 9 slides were probably very, very helpful for you. If you want to just want to know for All Cup ranking purposes, these are the most important for myself. We'll go over the All Cup rank usage for year 5. Again, huge shout out to Larry98 and Alberto for putting this together for us. So we're talking about 45. They literally introduced 45 tracks this time last year, and we will have 45 tracks times what would be like was it 26
tour if we assume another year, yeah.
So big possibilities here. Let's see who. I don't think there's any
1,170 tracks, by the way.
That's math. Crazy. That's crazy. So no surprise here at the top of the list was the gold me suit. You will use him 165 times. Now, if you see here, this is where the battle mode tracks really make a difference, because you see here, there's like a 30 track difference here, because every tour we get battle tracks. And it's oftentimes the same ones kind of circulating back and forth between the Battle Track 1 and Cookie Land and the Vampire one as well. So very cool to see that there. Not many of these. I mean, I would say that the PD Piranha one was kind of a surprise. I don't think the rest were a surprise at all, between Toad Astronaut, which had a great year, Yellow Me Suit, even the Light Blue Shy Guy Explorer, who still has 40 tracks to see. These have been pretty strong in the meta. PD Piranha was pretty strong, but again, I was kind of surprised by that. It is nice to see two Miis in this kind of top 5. That's pretty cool. Anything you want to mention about these, Antilev?
Two Miis that I have maxed out, yellow me and gold me suits, so I'm pretty happy about that.
I mean, right now, I think I have my. I've kind of the way I've structured my account is I had, the coin box and the boomerang quad capped, and I've been kind of keeping Lucky 7 and Giant Banana at triple uncapped. I've been going back and forth between the yellow me suit and the Morton me suit. Which one I might want to quad cap first. I think this one's very clear for me. This one makes me want to give the edge to the yellow me, just because seeing that I could use it 133 times this upcoming year, which is pretty cool.
That's a whole lot of banana.
It's a lot of potassium, as we like to say. Shout out to the Banana Republic. I know Edito's been out in the chat. We do have the PD Piranha me racing suit used 131 times. King Mario, kind of a surprise. Not really a surprise, but I think this past year we were kind of watching him come as he came out the gate. He was introduced to new tracks. He wasn't as great in ranked, but he was really good in all cup ranking, as you can see here. The question block me had a really bad year in ranked this past year. It doesn't look like it'll be great this upcoming year, but it's a really, really strong one in all cup ranking. Obviously, any type of coin box me is going to be great for investments in general. It'll be used 128 times, just like King Mario. Santa Me 126 times. Silver Me's racing suit. This one kind of similar to the question block. Not great in ranked usage, but amazing in all cup ranking. I quad capped that last tour. And I think you did it. You might as well.
Mine's still level 1.
Silver 1. Yeah. 125 times for that, which is really cool to see. We do have Luigi Knight, which is kind of surprised. He didn't necessarily do great in ranked, but really, really strong in all cup ranking, 124 times. Daisy Tie Dress, 122 times. And here's Gold Charging Chuck. What's interesting is, he's one of the top ones for ranked, and, he's, top 15 for all cup ranking, but it kind of shows how much they favored him in ranked and gave him some very important ranked tracks, very select tracks for Gold Charging Chuck, which I have to give homage back to him being in a special pipe as he was introduced. Which, as we know, they always had kind of some favoritism there. We have White Tanuki Mario 116 times, Larry Wintertime 116 times as well. And then the second to last for the drivers, we have Nabbit Me Racing Suit. This is one that was a surprise to me, which this and also the Bronze Me Racing Suit have not.
But the thing is, both of those, sorry to cut you off, both of those have like a good amount of tracks for Mii's. They just don't get in ranked like ever. They all have like really old tracks. So Bronze Mii Suit has like Yoshi circuits and Vanilla Lake ones, and Nabbit has like Chocolate Island ones and those kind of ones, stuff that's never in ranked. But whenever you have a tour like this, they're super helpful because you don't have a lot of good other options on those old tracks.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I mean, as I start to hit some of my ceilings, I will want to invest in probably both of these drivers, to be honest with you. But 114, 107 is pretty good for them. Gold, PD Piranha Gold used 113 times in all cup ranking over the next 12 months. DK Me Racing Suit 105 times. Pink Shy Guy Explorer, Ninja, 104 times. And then to round out the drivers, we have Toad Tourist, 102 times with 92 tracks left to see. Meowser, I was kind of surprised he was not as high on the list, but if you remember, he had an amazing beginning of 2022. But as the year finished, it was not quite as great. I mean, most of no, comparatively. I mean, he just had such a really strong year to the beginning of 2022, but then it became the Gold Me suits the rest of his year. As you can see, he was at the top of the list. No surprise there. We do have Larry Me Racing Suit 102 times, which is more than the Morton Me, which is kind of interesting because they were flipped for ranked, which was kind of surprising. Got Poochie 101 times, Gold Yoshi Gold something with 100. And it's really important to note that the Larry Me Racing Suit still has access to 108 tracks left to see, which is really, really good. And then Poochie even has 72. So anything else you want to mention about these drivers? Any surprises?
No, but the tracks left to see look a little bit. They don't really match up with what we had on the ranked one, so maybe I have to go back and look at those.
Those were just ranked tracks left to see.
Oh, okay.
So these are all tracks left to see.
All right.
So the ranked tracks, I mean, it reduces the tracks that won't be in ranked from that list.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, he still has a lot of tracks to see for sure. Let's move into karts. In All Cup ranking, year 5. Surprised to see at the top of the list, we actually have the Blue Crawly Kart above the Blazing Eagle. 121 tracks that the Blue Crawly Kart will be used on. It still has 40 tracks left to see, which is pretty insane. That one just, might be worth investing in for my account. I took it, I think I have it at like 595. Might be worth just taking all the way up. We do have Blazing Eagle, no surprise there, 119 times. And here's the Cakt B. Cakt B in third place for All Cup ranking over the next 12 months. But what's interesting is you see usage, not including battle tracks, it drops down to 86, which is a substantial drop there of like 30 times, which is crazy. Same thing with the boot pipes, 114 down to 85. And then the red off-roader down to 85 as well, thanks to the battle tracks. So the battle tracks really skew some of this data, and that's why we wanted to include and distinguish the difference between them, between usage on battle mode and regular usage. So really important to note there. So again, actually, I think the main takeaway there is actually just how strong the Blazing Eagle is. Because it doesn't have any battle tracks. So there it is. It has 119 tracks, which is, and 115 of them usage not including battle tracks, which is just insane. But that's why it's so important for you to focus for All Cup ranking. Focus on covering the battle track, and then look at this number, usage not including battle track. That's why we included it there. Moving forward, Strawberry Soft Swerve 112 times. Here's this Gold Trickster, 110 times. A really surprising one there. We do also have the purple. Surprising, the best dozer is for All Cup ranking this upcoming year. Purple Dozer, 110 times. The Sweet Ride, 105 times. The Moo Moo Off-Roader, 104 times. So some surprises. Though. This is the kind of the surprise for me between the Gold Trickster, the purple dozer as well. Even the Sweet Ride. Pretty surprising when there's some big hitboxes here though. That's what's very helpful to see. Moving forward, we do have the Taylor Swift, which substantially bigger drop off there. 119 for the Blazing Eagle, 103 for the Taylor Swift. So a difference of 16 tracks over the course of the year that you'll be using Blazing Eagle over Swift Talon. So if you do All Cup ranking, maybe prioritize Blazing Eagle, but both really, really strong this upcoming year. The Pink Comet, 101 times it will be used in All Cup ranking this upcoming year, and it still has 140 tracks left to see. So really, really strong. If you see the buffs since then, 45. So definitely a really strong one this upcoming year. I'm excited about using that one. What's interesting, Warrior Wagon, ahead of the Armored Rider. which if you remember, the Armored Rider was, I think, third on the ranked usage. It kind of just shows you how much more it was used in ranked. This last year, they really favored it for ranked. But the Warrior Wagon actually used more in all-cup ranking than the Armored Rider, which I found that kind of surprising. 2 gold carts you may have not been expecting here. Used the most time in all-cup ranking this upcoming year between the gold Sweet Ride and the Gold Lunar Cruiser. Some people already have been keeping their eye on the Gold Lunar Cruiser. That one's been doing pretty well this year for All Cup ranking.
It's one of the best gold cards for sure, yeah.
Agreed. The Gold Eagle used 97 times. The Rainbow Pipe Buggy 93 times, and it still has 52 tracks left to see. The Red Comet, 91 tracks in All Cup ranking. So it still has 140 tracks left to see. So between the Red Comet and Pink Comet, pretty strong ones to invest in pretty early. And then these two brothers, some of the best cards from last year, the Shielded Speedster and the Yellow Off-Roader, used 90 and 87 times in All Cup ranking in year 5. We do have the Armored Rider, as we kind of just alluded to, 87 times this upcoming year. Trickster, 84. Gold Cupid's Arrow, 82. And it still has 164 tracks left to see. And it is right next to the Silver Cupid's Arrow and the regular Cupid's Arrow. So it's interesting, all 3 Cupid's Arrow back to back to back. Used at least 82 times and 81 times for the gold and silver, respectively. And both of those have 164 tracks left to see. So both of those really strong investments as well. What's interesting is, you saw the black Shield Speedster, you saw the regular Shield Speedster. You don't see the gold Shield Speedster. But here we go with the Cupid's Arrow, all 3 of them really strong in All Cup ranking this upcoming year. Really powerful information there. And then any surprises you had for carts, Antilev?
No, not really. These are all kind of expected. I'm also not surprised. Yellow Off-Roader also kind of had its peak moments before we got into the loop era, so it's a little bit unfortunate.
Yeah. Good points there. Let's move into gliders. The number 1 glider for All Cup ranking in year 5, Fuzzy Kite. I think that might be the takeaway of the episode, is Fuzzy Kite, meta beast.
You've been clowning on me for so long for the Fuzzy Kite.
Oh man!
Vindicated.
You know what? You were right though. I'm eating crow right now. Fuzzy Kite's 137 usage over year 5. Congratulations, Antilev. Your intuitions were correct. And hey, it still has 17 tracks left to see. So who knows? Maybe it could be used 140 times at this point, which would be absolutely bonkers. And then another surprise, back to back, are the 2 hats. Mario hat, Luigi hat. Now, you'd been mentioning them. They've been kind of sneaky in All Cup.
Yeah, they both have a lot of tracks.
They have a lot of tracks. So 135, 133 usage in All Cup ranking in year 5. And now I will say with after 3 surprises, we do have 2 non-surprises. And that is the Black Star Shoot and the 8-bit 1-Up Mushroom. No surprises here. Between 131 and 130, respectively, between these 2. They've seen every track, but these are 2 really strong gliders. In fact, I have triple uncapped.
Comments are going wild over the Fuzzy Kite.
Eat the crow. I always admit when I make I might, you know what, I feel like in next rundown I have to dress up as something really fuzzy or something.
As a fuzzy, yeah.
As a fuzzy. Leave a comments what kind of fuzzy you'd like to see me dress up. Fuzzy. Right? No, are they furries or fuzzy? There's such things as furries, right? Those are the animals that are pretty fuzzy. Should I dress up as
the enemies in the Super Mario games are called fuzzies. Those
right.
Black things that you can't touch.
Right.
And they're in one of the Roma Fonti tracks.
Yeah, no one dresses up as a fuzzy. That might be my call to action though. But dressing up as a furry is something that
please don't do that.
All right, maybe we'll just dress up as a fuzzy. That would be pretty cool.
Animal tour theme. No,
yeah. Well, it kind of goes with Halloween. So again, a couple surprises here. No surprises for the 8-bit 1-Up Mushroom. I will say Black Star Shoot seems like a really strong one to invest in with the Halloween tour coming up. I might just throw my tickets on it to quad cap at this tour, especially with Halloween coming up. So anyway, just kind of shouting that out as well. We do have, this is one that I think if you've been paying attention over last year, this like slow burn of the Fire Manta, 130 usage over the next 12 months. Yellow Hard
It was
Hat,
also from a special pipe, just
another
like Gold
special
Chuck.
pipe, man.
I don't know if you remember.
Oh,
I think it was in the Bowser tour.
Yeah, man. Fire Manta. You know, I should have asked before we got in here, which ones do you think will be on this list? Of course, I already sent you the
I know Fire Manta. Fire Mantas. I've invested heavily on both accounts because it's sneaky good. Tons of tracks and actually kind of been ranked a lot too.
I've just loved the way that they buffed it. It just was like just slowly
steady,
over time.
steady.
Kind of like the Secure Origami Glider, or just like it just kept getting like sneaky tracks, and all of a sudden just boom, top 10, and then just never went away. Yellow Hard Hat obviously has been really strong in the meta. The Smiley Glider, this one is coming out as kind of a coming out party this episode with 140 usage in All Cup ranking this upcoming year. Still 72 tracks left to see. This is one that like never really like crushed our meta, but was coming on as of late. If we had kept the rundown as it was, and Nintendo didn't enter into loop mode, I think it could have broken into and done pretty well in the top 10. Mm-hmm. Now the Boom Masks. This is one where it wasn't quite as useful in ranked, but if you notice here, it kind of always lacked slightly under the Black Starship, but still really, really strong. 124 tracks this upcoming year. The pink magnifying flying glass, 121 usage. This was kind of a surprise. I know some people really liked it. I will say it is green shell. Not a big fan of green shell, but this is a pretty strong one, used 121 times. Moving forward, this is, again, you know, it's kind of a surprise that the wonderful Garnet was the number one glider for ranked, but here it is kind of in this, number, I guess what would be 11 in our gliders for All Cup ranking usage. Yoshi's Cookies, 119, still has 72 tracks left to see. The Gold Hard Hat, it's behind the Yellow Hard Hat, but still pretty good with 118 tracks. The Gold Meteors, 118. Festive Holly, 117, which that one might be getting a nice usage here in about 2 months as we enter into the holiday winter season. I know some people are a big fan of that Festive Holly. We do have the Sakura Origami Glider, 115 times. We do have the Goomba, 113 times, 52 tracks up to see for the 8-bit Goomba. Autumn Leaves, obviously we're entering the autumn season. It was not heavily used in ranked during the autumn time, but could be used in All Cup ranking pretty well. In fact, it's one more than the 8-bit Fire Flower, which I was really surprised how low. I was expecting the 8-bit Fire Flower to be much higher, just how dominant it was in All Cup ranking for a lot of accounts. But I think it's just...
Yeah, but you have to remember when it was dominant, that's when like the top gliders had like 26 tracks, and now they have like 40. Yeah. So
that's a good point. We got the Piranha Plant balloons, 109 times there. And then the very last slide we have for gliders, and really the last slide for the rundown this episode, are these remaining gliders. Plenty of tracks to see for these, which is interesting. But we have the Nabbit Parachute, which was doing really well in the top 10. And I think that also had to do with the fact that the top 10 was a little predictive in nature, a little trying to anticipate for what kind of tracks it could get. So of course it did really well, and it has tracks left to see, which just kind of shows its dominance there. It'll be used 109 times at least because it still has 44 tracks left to see. Calico Bean Balloons, 108 tracks this upcoming tour with 11 tracks left to see. The wonderful Diamond, 106 tracks this upcoming year with 40 tracks left to see. The 8-bit Super Mushroom, 133 tracks. It'll be used this upcoming year with 52 tracks left to see. And then the Gold 8-bit Glider, 103. So big drop off there between, actually, I'm not sure why that says 100 and, I think this is 103. My apologies there. Good catch. Good. And then those are both have 52 tracks left to see. So really strong there. Any surprises that you saw between all these gliders, Antilev?
No, I think there's a couple of ones that I've sort of had my eye on, but like the Calico Toe Bean balloons, like people kind of mix it up, I think, with the other toe bean balloon gliders, which are all like relatively old, but that one only came out in the Animal Tour, so it's still a kind of relatively new glider. I mean, it's almost a year old now, but it has been newer. Other than that, I think these are all kind of familiar faces. Maybe the gold meteors is not so much, but the rest we know these all. We know they're all good gliders. And yeah, not really any surprises here.
Yeah, and then notice no Hanafudas, is what they're saying in the chat. No Hanafudas in the all-cup ranking usage for year 5. Well, Antilev, it's been a pleasure. But that concludes this episode with a lot of new features. Again, huge shout out to Larry98 and Alberto for you guys putting together these slides. This was great. So as we conclude the episode, we're entering this new world. We're entering into loop mode. We are so thankful for all those who support us. We're going to continue to reinvent the rundown. That is our intention. We'll see how it goes in upcoming going forward. But this was a big episode. This was very important. I think as we found out loop mode was entering, everyone's saying, okay, we know what's coming. Somebody give us data. Someone give us data. And I saw even Raker put out some good information a couple days ago as well. I think just mostly on drivers that will be used over the next 12 months. So definitely check that out. But ultimately, we now have that information. We now know what loop mode will be. We know which tracks we'll see in ranked and all-cup ranking over the next 12 months. So there's the data. That's what you needed to know. If you were holding back on investing, now you have the facts. Now and I think that's the purpose from day one. That was the purpose of this channel, was to help you be able to invest your rubies, tickets, coins, to be able to maximize the value. And I think this episode, more than any, gives you the right information for you to be able to make the right decisions for your account. But always remember this: just invest in what you love, because this game, it's going to rely on a lot of passion. It's going to rely on your motivation, you motivating yourself to enjoy this game. I will say, every time I open up this game, every time I open up that app, I get instant joy. I get that first action, that first combo, that first frenzy, and I'm instantly taken back to my happy place. So I am happy to continue playing this game. I'm happy to continue the rundown, mainly because so much support. So thank you to Nintendo. Thank you to so many people who celebrated their month anniversary with us, between Firestorm and others, Spy2K. I'm so thankful for you guys joining us, and thank you for supporting the channel. Antilev, any takeaways from this episode from you?
Give us feedback. Let us know if there's stuff that you really liked about this. If there's stuff you want to see that, because it's a little bit, I think, up in the air right now how we're gonna formulate it going ahead. But yeah, let us know what you want to see, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah,
let us know what you like from this one.
This is your channel. I'm the one, Antilev and I are recording it, but you guys said what you wanted, and we gave it to you. Keep telling us what you want, and we'll keep bringing it to you. But as always, these slides will be on Reddit here in the next probably 24 hours. But you can always find this information and other information on the Larry98 sheets. I think it's just larry98.com or something like that. /sheets, I think will probably be the first landing page it takes you to. But great information there. All the links are in Discord as well. But thank you to those of you who were joining us in the live stream. Thank you, Antilev, for joining us, and thank you just for the support. This has been a humbling experience. My channel has been in existence for 3 years. In a couple months, but I've been thoroughly enjoying this experience. It's crazy to think about 3 years has passed. Even thinking like my sons were 5 years old when I started this channel. Now they're 8. My youngest from 3 to 6 now. So it's crazy to think that half my youngest son's life has been having this channel with you guys and hanging out. It's crazy to think about that. But man, we love this game. Thank you guys for your support. Thank you for your love. Until Kart Talk, may the frenzy luck be with you. See you guys.